Ristorenas, the captain with the ball. Tries to feed it long, this right side. In the dangerous area. It's a goal! What a goal there. Out of nowhere. Fahmi Ibrahim.
For all of his struggles out on the wing, Ibrahim making the most important contribution to the match so far.
Positive play here. Aguilas just couldn't connect again. Diallo, but out muscled. Great chance here, and it's a goal! A beautiful shot.
Jupiter Viray, the goalkeeper of Army, will not want to watch this back because he punched the first one and he couldn't catch this one, and because he couldn't catch it, he was away from his goal line, and then a shot from there, there's absolutely no chance for any of the defenders there.
You could see Viray furious at the referee saying he was pushed, I think. You could see the challenge here. I don't think it was a push. Delivers it in, but straight at the keeper. Is it a goal? It is! Beautiful shot, if I may say.
Be a little bit disappointed in himself because there was a lot of height on this one. I think Viray would have... I think he was expecting the cross talaga. That's why he was so surprised at this. It curls, and the curl is really vicious. I think that's what beats the goalkeeper in the end.
He's supplying his strikers. Another opportunity here for Aguilas in the middle. Will he take it? Fakes it? Boom! What a goal! Gets it in!
So much time and space in the penalty box, and the finish is clinical. So it's now 3-0. Start of the second half from Aguilas. Might be in again here.
Left side. Will he cross it in the middle? He does! Another goal! It is a hat-trick for Ibrahim Adamu. I think that's Miller. Kiapat. With the taller Hancock, you can see the height difference. Whips it in. Aguilas. Ooh, Hancock, and it's a goal! Taking advantage of that height.
Positive goal difference territory. Here's the corner. There, Hancock barely jumped. He is already taller than his opponents, so it's absolutely no surprise that his height advantage gets him a goal.
Great cross there from Bukit. Hancock, all he had to do was head it in.
Toh had it poked away. It's great work from Toure. Ham under pressure. It's a strong collision. 2-on-1 for Manila Digger. A real opportunity. Fantastic opener. Pure quality from the Manila.
And it's the league's top scorer from last season, as we see here in the quad vision replay. Open goal. Kupic sent to the ground, and it's a smart dink from Cisse. How cool is that?
It's the 5-man wall. Melisa takes it. It was on target, and it's right in.
World class from Jan Melisa. Fantastic set piece delivery, a rocket of a shot, curls perfectly. Nothing Jaridi could do about that.
Well, you said it yourself. Cebu shouldn't be giving Kaya these kinds of opportunity because we have someone like Jan Melisa with that cannonball of a leg. And the ball just goes to Cebu with a clearance. Nosame, poor touch. Kaya could still be here. Melisa, lay off to Audi, and pass, and it's right in there. My God, doubles the advantage, and we are insured for now.
And just like that, Mike Ott getting that insurance goal early still in this game. Kaya FC Iloilo taking advantage of a miscontrol, a throw-in in their favor. They take it quickly. Mike Ott racking up a chance.
Of course, even if that is the case right now, you only need one golden opportunity to pull it back. But so far, Kaya could be with an opportunity of their own. Listen to that crowd. Looks like they have put this game to bed.
And Zambrano is putting that final nail in the coffin. It was against the flow of play. It was Cebu that was constantly on the attack. But Kaya FC Iloilo. Good cut-out pass there by Macmillan to lead on the quick counter-attack.
Diallo goes in. They're inside the box.
That's the opening goal for Stallion Laguna, left-hand side. That pass there to Tariq Shihab. He's using his physicality, beating out the defender, getting a shot in the near post. Until you got a touch to it, but not enough. The players to send it back. Giveaway here, and Stallion again on the attack.
Macmillan crosses it. They're inside the box. And with that one touch, it marks another goal for Stallion Laguna.
Stallion Laguna just punishing Tuloy with an error. They win back possession in the attacking third, catch them on the break. That was good work from Macmillan, sending it right behind the defensive line. Great work from Cham, who takes it first time. Second goal for Stallion Laguna.
Episode 5 of the Minsan Football Show, presented by Upstream Sports TV. We've got a mix-up here today, and I'm going to be your host for today. My name is Natasha Alquirosa-Dato, your host, and welcome back, of course, to the
Blue. Is that better?
Sa'yo po. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, both sides are looking to kickstart their year on a stronger note. Welcome, everyone. It's the Philippines Football League 2025 to 20. Filipinas women's national team athlete, Kiara Kiki Fontanilla.
Oh my gosh, what an introduction.
So, Kiki, given the previous games of DB Garelli, how do you think they'll perform in this game against dynamic group Cebu?
Well, as tough as a team that Cebu is, I think they're definitely going to put on a fight. I think their last game against Maharlika was a very good test for them, and they only held them to a 1-0 loss. So I think that this will be a definite big test for them to see if they can crack a big team like Cebu.
Yeah, and it's a pretty interesting game because we'll see how DB Garelli will react to this kind of situation, right? And also a bit of a weather check right now. Before the game started, Kiki knows this, it was raining a bit.
Yeah, I got caught in the rain on the way here. They had no jackets. So
yeah, it was drizzling a bit, but now it looks like it kind of calmed down and the wind, you can really feel it. So this is a good note for the players because heat wouldn't be much of a problem for them. But this time, let's have a conversation with the players to look out for Garelli, and that would be the goalkeeper, Reynold Riaso.
yeah, I completely agree with you, especially when their last game, he played very, very well, made a bunch of saves, both halves. Unfortunate, obviously, with that one that slipped through, but he's definitely going to be a player to watch this game, for sure.
Yeah, especially all that pressure being the captain and being so far on paper winless and goalless. What do you think is that kind of pressure towards a goalkeeper, someone who's the last in line?
Oh, for sure. As a goalkeeper myself, it could be difficult because you're thinking, wow, like we haven't scored a goal, but we've had many goals against. But each game is a different day. Like we forget about what happened the last game and we just focus on what's happening in front of us now.
Yeah, given the lineup right now, do you have any thoughts on their first 11?
Their first 11's pretty much the same, and these are all brand new players to the league, from my own knowledge. But I think that it's going to be interesting with what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's also pretty cool to note that these two teams, on average, they're around the same age. So it's kind of a pretty even field in that aspect. But right now, let's talk about dynamic Herb Cebu, because we all know their style of play. It's pretty aggressive, super different from their moniker with the Gentle Giants. With them, what would you say they would bring in this game against Garelli?
I would say a lot of fight and a lot of determination, especially with what just happened in the city of Cebu with the earthquake. They have something to fight for more, not just only for themselves, but for the city. And obviously, thoughts and prayers go out to all the people of Cebu. But yeah, it's just not just like I said, not only the city but themselves. Like they started pretty good. You know, they've had like ups and downs in the beginning of the season so far. So I think that with the players that are here, the players that made it over here, they're looking for a win.
Yeah. And given that, especially with that determination that they do want to win, let's talk about the players that are not here, because players like Andes,
Rico Andes, Noah Lodell, Cash, Amarillo, like I'm thinking it's because hopefully all three got called up. You know, they're young and they want to gain that national team experience. So I hope, you know, if they did get called up, good luck to them.
Yeah, best of luck to these players, and of course, best of luck to these two teams. So right now, let's get ready for the pre-game walk-in. Now our match officials, our assistant referee, we've got Angelo Pagkalinawan, our fourth official, Mick John Pineda, and our referee, Raymart de los Santos, and our assistant referee, Aldous Mirafuentes II. I think it's also important to note that the two players to watch out for are both captains. We've got to talk about Reynold Riaso, the goalkeeper of Garelli, and also the captain of Dynamic Herb Cebu, Roberto Corsame. What do you think he'd be facing, or the things that he should champion in this game so as to get that win?
Let's do this after the moment of silence for the people of Cebu.
Please stand in the ceremony, moment of silence for the victims of the recent earthquake that hit Cebu, as well as the victims of Typhoon in the spot.
Okay, so to answer your question, I think with his experience as a player himself, but not only that, him being the main captain of the Cebu team right now, I think, like I mentioned before, he's trying to bring home a win, especially with what is happening in the earthquake relief. So hopefully, you know, that's like one more thing that he could bring home.
For sure. Our thoughts and prayers will be going out to them. But right now, as you can see on your screens, to everyone that's just tuned in, this is the Philippines Football League 2025 to 2026. And this is match number 1 in our doubleheader this Saturday. And it's DB Garelli United in their orange kits and Dynamic Herb Cebu FC in their white kits. That starts the kickoff of this match. Right now, lots of aerial battles. These two teams can't seem to put the ball on the ground.
Looking at the field, you can definitely tell there's a bit of height on both teams. So maybe they want to try to see who's going to be stronger in the air. Maybe that's why they want to go high.
Yeah, and with that kickoff, that starting whistle, you can really tell that both teams really want to go for that powerful start, that aggressive start. It's a clearance from Garelli, but straight to the back line of Cebu. I'd have to agree with you on that, Kiki. These two teams really maximizing that direct pass, testing out the height that these two teams do have. Talking about just a few minutes ago, something about the 23s, and a lot of these players are gone, like Rico and this, and that's a lot to say because of his performance in the previous games. He was the one that scored the goal, the late drama in that match.
Late drama against Stallion. I remember because I watched it at home and I was cooking and I dropped what I was doing. Literally, I dropped I was cooking with because I heard the commotion and I just saw it and I was like, oh my goodness. He did really well. And I think he's definitely a vital piece to this attack for Cebu.
But do you think that other players, of course, if they have other commitments, you have to trust your teammates that they'd be able to perform. Who do you think are these players that can contribute to the attack of
Oh, for sure. So obviously you have the player like Abusi. Like he has and a quick goal while we're in this conversation by number 26, Leo Gabriel.
And that was an early goal from Makiling. What an opener, just 3 minutes in this game.
Bird celebration.
What a celebration. Let's take a look at that replay. So they were there at the flanks, dribbled in, beaten, passes it, and a simple one-touch from Makiling. The opener for dynamic Herb Cebu. 3 minutes in. Did I say that? I think I have to say that again.
Yeah, 3 minutes in, but like we spoke about before, we said a player to watch out was Korsame. And he's definitely, you can see he fought for the ball on the flank and he saw his teammate, crossed it, easy tap in.
You can, okay, now we see another deadly situation. Just a few minutes ago, that's how their goal started. Now that's a foul, an opportunity for dynamic Herb Cebu. Now as a goalkeeper, Kiki, you know that they've scored in that area and these people, they've got height. So how would you want your defenders to position themselves in this situation?
Man-to-man.
Man-to-man, definitely.
Because if you can throw the attackers off their game, like by little shove or a little just movement, you got to do it. And for me as a goalkeeper, like I want my defenders to be tough in the box. I want them to challenge for the ball, no matter the height, what it is, you know.
This time, dynamic Herb Cebu's in possession, switching the play, trying to penetrate from the flanks, tries to reach it but goes outside.
It looks like with this early goal going forward for Cebu, they have that momentum. So they're trying to keep that momentum, trying to do combination plays on the flanks to try to get Garelli to kind of take a step back. Like, oh, like, like an oh crap moment. Sorry for the language. But like an oh crap moment, really. Cause it's like, oh my gosh, now they're going to be pushing and pushing and pushing. They will not stop. As you can see here, high press, going through ball.
Inside the box.
Looks like a PK. Just like I said, that high pressing situation can cause turnovers like that. And unfortunately, in this situation, a PK.
And we were saying a while ago, a player to watch out for is Reynold Reyaso. And he's been making a lot of saves in their previous game in Maharlika. But he's doing the same thing right now against Cebu. And it's a PK, and it's literally a 1v1. Let's see what's to make of this PK. Right now, it's Sudo versus Reyaso. Let's see who wins.
Oh, jeez. I get nervous watching PKs, even if they're not my own. Oh, what a save!
Reyaso.
Wow.
And it was great anticipation from him.
And he seemed very calm on the line, and he didn't take a guess. He just kind of, with situations like that, we need to trust our instinct. And he trusted his instinct, and he won.
Yeah. It was an easy drop to the bottom left, and he retrieved that. Especially early on, given what's happening right now, an early goal conceded from the opposition. That's what you need, being the captain ball and being the last line of defense. That great wall for your team. We are a few minutes in this first half, but a lot of the attack has been coming from Cebu, as well as the possession, really forcing Garelli into the defense.
Oh, for sure. And you can see the rotation of Garelli's defense is pretty good. Like, one will slide out to go help and delay the attack, and then they will rotate into where the space is in behind. So just from looking at the game right now, the rotation is pretty good, pretty solid in my opinion.
It's pretty compact. Yeah, given that their previous games for Garelli, they said that two of the main objectives that they'd want to improve on is having a tighter back and having that clinical finish. Right now, they've got that first one checked. And it's very easy on the ice because orange, you can already.
I can definitely see who's who. It's nice to see like that bright pop of color, you know, and it's easy to dissect who's on what team. And unfortunately, with other teams, you have too similar of a color, and it's very hard to see who's who.
Exactly. Bit by bit, Garelli's trying to penetrate, but with that clearance, chance for the counter for Cebu, fighting for that ball. Great defense by Garelli, getting back that possession.
And what I appreciate while watching Garelli win back the ball is that they still try to keep possession instead of trying to go for the long ball right away. On this situation that just happened, like he had to probably go long because Abusi is like right there on top of him.
Yeah.
That's like a situation that you're like, okay, yeah.
Safety first.
Safety, especially for us, safety first.
But it really is a strategy too. Given player goes down, that marks a foul. That's still a ball for Cebu. What I've noticed in these first few minutes is because of their aggression and that high press, Cebu keeps making these opportunities. Just a while ago, they've had a set piece, a free kick at the other side of the pitch, and now left. Oh my gosh, in this first half, what else are the areas that they're gonna have those attacking opportunities? And it goes inside the box. Riaso leaves it. Now a goal kick for Garelli.
And it looks like Cabral is no longer sporting the face mask that he was wearing in his previous games.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I almost didn't recognize him at first.
Garelli this time going for the attack. Trying to go for the middle. And a quick drop from Cebu.
Little challenge in the middle right there.
Great challenge from Kamis. Really maximizing his build.
For sure. I'm just like imagining like if us, like we were the ones in the field, like oh my gosh.
Towering over us.
Literally tower.
Cebu slowing down the pace a bit. Trying to control the pace, inviting Garelli. Little tiki-taka moment, intercepted. Drop down, looking for the attack, tries to give it through. He's in control, goes for that left, and a close one.
Light miss on the right side, and it was such a good build-up, and you can see that they are looking to capitalize on these opportunities. Starting from the center and going almost perfect through ball to Yamaguchi, and just a slight overzealous shot to the right side.
Time to start checking the list. First, they want to improve on their tight defense. They got that down. And so right now, they're starting to warm up into their attack, especially with Yamaguchi. Just inches away to getting their first goal, not only in this game, but of the season.
I'm not gonna lie, when I see Garelli on the field, I'm thinking of traffic cones. But hey, like I said, it's easy to dictate who's who.
And that's such an advantage because there are other players who have some who are challenged because others are colorblind, you know. So it is a challenge sometimes.
I'm just blind. Colors sometimes, depends, depending on the day.
And it is kind of challenging too if, oh, and inside the box, it's a 1v1.
Good defensive play by Garelli.
Cleared away, and now it's a corner.
Very good defending by Nandier, number 14 of John Bosco Garelli. And you can see that he's gonna do whatever it takes not to get that goal, that second goal in for CEBU.
Great positioning from him as well. In between, sandwiched by both his keeper and the forward.
Short corner for CEBU.
There goes that cross inside, controlled. Riaso regaining his composure, still inside the box. Cleared away, Garelli heads it out. Goes to CEBU, another header, lots of aerial batters. It's header after header.
It's like watching a tennis match. It's going back and forth.
These two teams, they're not afraid to jump and get for that ball. And there goes these two players fighting for that ball. Garelli still in the half of CEBU. Goes for that long shot, but goes straight to the hands of Semblante. You gotta give it to Garelli though. That was a great run from Nye, player number 8 of Garelli. Down the flank. The only thing that they needed that time was the finishing and that connection with their fellow forwards.
I think also just with the attack coming up on the flank, I think Garelli needs to flood the box a little bit more because I only saw about 2 orange players in the box from my vantage point. So I think with plays like that, especially when you're on the front foot, you need to dive into the box.
For sure, if there's numerical superiority, just imagine if it just bounces off one forward, then it can be an opportunity for you guys.
Exactly.
They've got that negative transition down for Garelli, but it really is that positive transition, the defense to the attack. And something that I've noticed with Garelli, they're kind of marinating. So
I like that word, marinating.
So bit by bit, they're getting there, but their priority right now really is the defense.
For sure.
I would say.
And I would say, like, looking and watching the game, their defense is very like coordinated with their movement. Like one goes out, they'll slide over to cover, and it's very nice to watch.
Yeah, and as you can see on your screen, 64% of the possession is coming from CEBU, and around 36 for Garelli. And even if that's the case, a lot of discipline is shown by Garelli, staying compact. We all know that it is more tiring to be the defensive team. But hey, they still do it. They're still winning those 1v1 battles. As you can see right now, great and beautiful defending by Brobby, player number 16. But right now, CEBU is still in the half of Garelli. Deciding to switch up the play. Passes it down the flank. 1v1 battle. Inside the box. Garelli again. CEBU tries to
block.
Middle. CEBU again. Player goes down. Foul. I'd have to say that I'm kind of surprised by the number of fouls because based on paper, Garelli's gotten around 5 yellow cards, while Herb CEBU's got around 9 yellow cards. So I was kind of expecting something different in this game.
I mean, yeah, the high number of yellow cards, but like they're pretty disciplined when it comes to their tackles, I would say.
CEBU again taking control. A beautiful pass, but safely collected again by Riaso.
You can see like CEBU is starting to do their high press. And they're pretty good at winning the second ball, so they're trying to see if they could catch Garelli a little bit off guard.
CEBU with the ball again. Tries to go for that cross.
Oh, we could hear that hit from up here through the mic.
Ooh, we hope he's okay. Our officials addressing this moment of concern. That's another thing when it comes to contact. You always have to lock your foot.
Yeah, I've had one too many where I had contact and my ankle was very loose and it was not fun. Most of these happened when I was in college, so I mean I'm still in college, but when like I was playing in college, unfortunately that's how I had a fracture. It's because I left my foot a bit too loose and then I got cracked.
Yeah, a lot of actually when my coaches, they would say that you really have to teach yourself to be intentional with locking your foot, because if you just mindlessly do things, it kind of makes you more vulnerable to these injuries. So a lot of intentionality and a lot of yeah, you should just really be doing it intentionally, just so that you can avoid these injuries.
Yeah, it's a safety thing for us, for sure.
And they reach for it. Goes for that cross inside the box, but cleared by Garelli again. Ooh, and a risky pass. Gamis tries to dribble it up.
Easily covered by CEBU though. And they're also very disciplined in their, both in their defensive and attacking transitions. And here you can see their center back decides to go up, try to go for like the attacking option, and easily they just shift it across and was covered.
But this time a change in dynamic here. Garelli in the half of CEBU. This is what you were talking about. Like, look at the number of forwards up there versus the men in white. A lot of people. CEBU gives it down the line. Lots of pressure. Gets it cleared. They leave it. That's a Garelli ball. Lots of collisions happening there. CEBU, now Garelli. And what I appreciate most in this game is the reaction time of the players. They're not waiting and then react. They really anticipate that next move, especially when it comes to their defense. As soon as someone dribbles, there's already a defender putting on that pressure towards them. CEBU, calma, slowing down the game. We're halfway the first half, and it is 1-0, scored by Leo Makiling, and it came from a cross and that one touch. And you think, how did that goal even happen in the defensive side for Garelli? How do you think that can be prevented, or what they could have done to have prevented that early
I think
shot?
they're looking at the goal, and as a goalkeeper, I think their bodies were a bit too much, like facing too much to the ball instead of what was happening behind. Because when you're like, if I'm looking at you completely face on, I don't know who's behind me.
Exactly.
Even though I know who is behind me because I said hi to them. But like, if you stay in a neutral position, you're able to see what's behind you as well. So I also think in that situation, also the goalkeeper Riaso needs to be able to communicate like, hey, there's someone behind. You guys need to watch. And it's just, communication is very important, especially as goalkeepers. We need to be able to tell our defense what's happening.
Exactly, that's a great point. Because in very crucial moments, some athletes would put their whole focus on the ball, so ball-oriented to the point where they kind of neglect the people And one of my coaches before said that there's nothing more dangerous than the player without the ball. So it's really a practice to be both ball-oriented and people-oriented for sure. Try to go for that one-touch pass, but crowded by Garelli. Ooh, and that back pass. Inside the box. Lots of pressure there from C. Still a Cebu ball. Pinto. Giving it back to the back line. Camis. Pinto Nogueira. In the middle. Gives a back pass. And if you hear the audience right now, you can hear them saying, sayang. What a close call. And a good intention there too. Sayang hindi sila nag-connect doon sa box nila.
If only you saw what I was doing.
Pass back, but an offside. I'm looking forward to seeing Cebu give out those sneaky passes, those back passes.
They've been doing them a lot, and they've been working.
Yeah. It's really that finishing, that last touch to get that ball. If they can execute that consecutively, then for sure the scoreline is going to be way different.
For sure, but if it comes consecutively, then it's going to be easier to read. So maybe space them out a little bit.
Miscommunication there. Goes directly to Riaso.
And it looks like Don Bosco Garelli is going to be making a couple of subs already.
Earlier on in this first half. You have any reasons why you think they'll be making those substitutions?
I think one of them has to do with the injury that occurred. It looked like the same player. I think it was, from what I saw, it was McKevitt Bacon, number 56 in defense. I think that hit that happened a little bit ago definitely kind of maybe torqued something a little bit, and maybe it's bothering him. So I think that's one of the reasons why for one of the subs. The second sub, I'm not quite sure. I'm not gonna lie. I thought everyone on Garelli has been doing pretty great.
Yeah.
Unless it's more of a tactical move. If, say, one of the defenses is gonna slide up, or it could either or.
Yeah. What do you have to say with the benches of these two teams?
I'm not super knowledgeable on these teams quite yet, especially because each team has brand new players. Obviously, Garelli coming back into the PFL. I think they have some depth into their benches for sure. And like I said, with Cebu, they are missing some key players.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Garelli, like I said, it's like that pretty new players, so I want to be able to see a bit more. Have them dabble with their players. And I know with Garelli, they signed a couple more players right before the registration closed. And they're not here. I haven't seen them. So I'm hoping to see the new faces soon.
Yeah. I think this is a great opportunity for us to find out what these new players can impact, can give to the team. Goes player number 28, Pape Traore, and player number 11, Nico Aranas. That's a foul. Ball for Cebu, going for that fast play, switching it. Cebu again, not making any of those forced passes, really waiting for that great setup, that opening. There goes the flanks, tries to cross, cuts, crosses again, blocks it again. It's a ball for Garelli.
It looks like one of those subs that they made was one of the attacking players from what I saw.
Yeah. One forward and one defender. Inside the box. Lots of white bodies there, but collected by Semblante. Camis.
It seems like Cebu's starting to let off the gas a little bit, trying to slow the game down a bit more, but it's working in Garelli's favor because now they're high pressing, now they're trying to get that first goal, like we said, for the season and for the game. And now it's like a bit, I don't want to say boring, but it's a bit relaxed. Also, quick shout out to my dad. He's watching. He's like, you're commentating? Oh, okay. Testing the goalkeeper, seeing if he can get caught off.
Those long balls. And a pretty interesting strategy for Garelli. They're not forcing those attacking strategies, but they do identify those triggers and
a goal. It's that through ball. And once again,
he's been doing that a lot. Mid-conversation, he just makes that goal out of nowhere.
Quite literally out of nowhere. Let's see if we can get that replay and see how this play came about. Once again, that through ball, he holds his line to make sure he's not offside, and he capitalizes quite perfectly.
Like what you mentioned, Kiki, everyone's view is straight towards the ball.
Their body positioning needs to be a bit better. As a goalkeeper, I would be getting on my defense a little bit. Like, hey, why are you guys? Your body position's not. Like, you have to be able to see what's behind you, and the fact that you didn't know that he was behind you, it's a bit of a problem.
And it does say a lot because that's what happened during that first goal.
The first goal, same thing. So if they didn't learn from the first one, they didn't learn from the second one, hopefully a third does not happen, and they're gonna hopefully realize, okay, our body positioning needs to be a lot better.
Yeah. Given that the first goal was the 4th minute and a bit too far towards the end of the first half, 31st, I guess they are able to maintain that compactness, but it's really that consistency, that discipline that you're saying. But you can really tell by how Cebu's playing right now, there's a bit of a spring in their step that really boosted their confidence, I'd say.
Yeah, and like they're taking the momentum that they have with this goal, and they're trying to ride with it.
And it's a bit funny to say because during the period where you said that it was pretty relaxed, that was the time when Cebu got that goal. So it's a great strategy for them. It's probably their descarte to really make it seem that, okay, we're going to be relaxed.
In all honesty, they could use that to their advantage, because if they also see that their opponent is relaxing, also like, oh, they're not going to do anything, then that's when they're going to strike. That's when they're going to make that through ball, like what just happened. And unfortunately, the defense was caught sleeping and score.
Now in this first half, most of the possession is coming from Cebu. Would you say that right now Garelli is kind of following around the way of play and the pacing of Cebu?
I think they're starting to ride the backs of Cebu with the pace. I agree. I think they're not really creating their own pace. I think there's moments where they try to,
Yeah.
but then they lose possession, and then it's like kind of like, oh, okay, we have to do this all over again.
And it's really up to Garelli to apply those adjustments because they are able to do those. It's really about that consistency. This time, another battle right there down the flank, but defended.
Good defending, good defending. I don't know if you noticed, but on that attack, there was a Cebu player in the box by himself. And that's why I keep mentioning the body positioning is very important because he's by himself, you know?
Opportunity for set piece. Puts it in, cleared by Garelli. The 1v1 battle, chance for the counter. Still a Garelli ball. To everyone that's just tuned in, the score right now is 2-0, and it was by player number 26, Leo Makiling. That was, the first goal was during the 4th minute, and the second one was the 31st minute. It is the first half, a lot can happen, and it can be possible if, you know, he still maximizes that trick up his sleeve, the surprise attacks, then having a hat trick is not too far off for him.
Not at all, not at all. Especially if they continue to ride on their own momentum, like they are here. They keep going into that attacking. They're attacking third. So if they continue with this, I will say that a hat trick is possible for sure. Especially with how his course of run is happening. Like he'll wait behind the defenders, especially the ones that are not looking.
Crossed.
Ooh,
Head by Garelli.
a little bit of a collision in the back post as well with Ariola and Abuthi.
That's another thing. These two teams not afraid to go for that header. But sometimes you really have to take into account the people around you because that's pretty.
Especially the head, those head-to-head collisions. Those are looks like
directed
a little bit
inside the box. Given to the goal scorer, Makiling attempts another opportunity. Decides to give it back. Tiki-taka moment, tries to turn, denied.
Oh, it's so with them, and see, with those moments, they try to keep that tight possession. Those little tiki-taka moments on top of the 18, it could really catch someone off guard. Especially goalkeepers, we have to be super hyper-focused on the ball at that moment.
It really is teamwork with your back line at that, because of course your priority is to get that save if ever circumstance demands it.
Yeah, and even after that save, he got up really quickly, which is a good thing to see in goalkeepers, and he was ready for the possible next shot.
Still a Garelli ball. Garelli going from point to point, looking for that build-up to go for the attack. Garelli again gives it to the flanks, goes outside.
I appreciate that they're trying to get that build-up play, even with the high press from Cebu.
But do you think if, of course, when a team gives you that high pressure, they're kind of forcing you to give that direct ball. Do you think that's a route that Garelli should explore in that
I think in an instant like that, I feel like they could. Not all the time, but just maybe once, twice, because it also allows you to see how your opponent's defense is going to react. It looks like a foul on Abusi right outside of the box as well, right as we were having that little conversation.
There's been countless of free kicks for Cebu that's just within their range.
And this is well within their range right now. Right outside the 18, Glenn Thomas Ramos is taking it, hopefully, or it's going to be number 26, the goal scorer. We will see. Because you have an outswinger and an in-swinger, and in this case, if I was the one taking the kick, I would go with the in-swinger, because as goalkeepers, it's pretty hard to dictate with in-swingers this wide, because you don't know if they're going to try to bend it in, or like near post or far post. You never know. It's really difficult to decipher.
And it's the in-swing.
Good defensive header right before it hits.
Great decision making. First to the ball, goes for that header. Better a corner than a goal, right?
I would take that every day. Obviously, you want to try to keep possession, but I'll take what I can get.
Opportunity for Cebu. Goes to the second post. Inabot ni Riaso. Puts it out, cleared, sails over the bar.
It looks like they were trying to get that corner call. Unfortunately, it didn't go their way.
Garelli attacking from the left side. Intercepted by Cebu.
It's a bit of a midfield battle with these two teams.
They really stick towards them. A lot of double teams happening for the midfields right now. I'd have to say, so far, Endaya, the center back of Garelli, great timing and anticipation so far.
He's very patient. I like that he doesn't yes, it's good to have oh, I'm gonna go, I have to go, but it's good to be a little bit patient, see how the play is gonna go, and then make that decision to bite.
And you have to have that tricky moves where you're gonna pretend to bite, but no, I'm gonna wait it out of it.
Oh, those annoy me.
Garelli gives it to the middle again.
Oh, little cheeky mag in the middle. You love to see it, but cleared out by Cebu's defense.
Not over yet. Cebu is still in possession, 50-50. Cleared away. It is a few minutes left before the first half ends. And right now for dynamic Herb Cebu, I think the two main things is either maintaining the goal line or being hungry for more. While for DB Garelli, ideally you want to get those shots, but the priority is to concede no more goals.
Exactly. I think that's a really good way to summarize what maybe should be happening. I think that if Garelli holds their defense, I think if they're compact, but I think, like I said, with their body positioning, if they could figure out that little change, I think they won't concede any more goals. With their attack, I think they need to be a little bit more hungry. I think they need to take a bit more shots. because like if whatever shots happen, it could catch it could catch the goalkeeper off guard.
Yeah.
You know, especially if he's relaxed because he hasn't had a lot of
Pressure
happening on him. You know.
And a lot of the attack from Garelli has been coming from those long shots. What I really remember is Yuta Yamaguchi's shot.
Hey, that was pretty close on target, and they weren't expecting it, and he just decided to have a crack at it, and unfortunately, like, missed by this much. But
yeah,
it's because the more you shoot, you will become a.
They're inside the goal. Goes for that left foot. But Abusi doesn't make that shot. Close call. Actually, before this, you also mentioned that Abusi is one person to also watch out for.
Oh, hands down. With his tenacity and his determination to score, he will always be a dangerous weapon, for sure.
And to be defended by two Garelli players there, and he still took that shot. A lot to say.
Looks like they're adding 2 minutes of extra time here in the first half.
2 minutes of additional time.
Ooh, and a risky pass there. Tries to look for his midfield, but it goes straight to the forwards of Cebu. Gives it to the middle. Reached by Reyaso.
Good read by Reyaso. He had to have that complete hold onto the ball, because if he didn't, Cebu's play right there, easy tap in for them.
As a defender, of course, your first option would be your forwards, your midfields, and I understand the intention there, but because it was too easy to read, that led to a very risky situation there. Can you imagine that? The opening was right in front of the goal. Reyaso saving the day again for Garelli.
He's been pretty solid in like the play upcoming till now. Even with the 2 goals against, I think he's been pretty solid.
I'd have to agree with that. Garelli again. Trying to take out the pressure from the left side. This could be a chance for Garelli. Inside the box, Abusi again! Reyaso!
Yes. I love goalkeeper plays. I will give credit where credit is due. Unfortunate handball right in the middle under attack.
And let's just talk about the missed opportunity for Garelli there, because it was with the midfield and everyone was towards that other side of the pitch, and it could have been a switch of play. And if that was the decision that's been made, it could have been a step closer towards the half of Cebu for Garelli.
Ladies and gentlemen, the halftime score is.
So to everyone that's tuned in, the score after that first half is 2-0 by Leo Makiling during the 4th minute and 31st minute. That's the end of the first half, and we'll be right back. Cebu FC. And the score so far after that first half is 2-0. And that's by player number 26 from Cebu, Leo Makiling. 4th minute, gets it from that cross and gets that one touch. And the 31st minute, just sets it into the back of the net. What do you think of his performance in that first half?
He's been very consistent. I think consistency is very important when it comes to your attacking players. And he's able to read the run from his teammates, able to find himself in that space, the right time, right moment. And obviously he has 2 goals to his name right now. So, and he has his little birdie celebration.
Do you think 2 goals would be the only thing to his name right now, or you think it's gonna add?
If he continues the way that he's playing, I wouldn't, like we said in the first half, I could see a 3rd.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about Garelli's performance during that first half?
I think they've been okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think, like I've been mentioning throughout the half, I think their defensive body positioning could be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Their spacing in between is pretty good. There's barely any gaps, but because of their body positioning completely facing the ball, that's where their weaknesses lie. That's where, like, the goal scorer, he could easily get in behind those little spaces without them knowing.
Appealing, yeah.
Bam.
For sure. And as you can see in the highlights, there's a lot of set pieces, opportunities for them because of the fouls, because of the free kicks. As a goalkeeper, would you go for the route to tell your teammates that, hey, stop making those fouls, or is it okay? Because it's not that close towards the box.
I think it just really depends on the situation at hand. If it's like what we call a smart foul, you know, sometimes it could kind of throw like the run of play off, so it can work into our advantage. But if it's what we say, like a dumb foul, like one that's not needed, then it could be dangerous. So like I said, it just really depends on the moment in the game, how the game is going, like is it really needed? Who knows?
Yeah. So far for Garelli, it really is about that body positioning. So right now, they still manage to get those defensive plays, especially with player number 14, and Daya. We've commended him a lot. He's been very patient with the ball, so they just have to learn the body positioning. But let's talk about the attacking. What do you have to say for Garelli? What can they do to achieve that objective?
I think when their teammates are attacking the flanks, I think they need to attack with the players and not just kind of rely on them to cut inside and then hit it and hopefully get a rebound. I think if they run into the box, create a little bit of chaos in the middle, it potentially could be a tap-in for them.
Yeah. And speaking of attack, let's take a look at the stats. There's a very mind-boggling stat here. 11 shots for Dynamic Herb Cebu and 3 for Garelli, and 8 on target for Cebu and 1 on target. What does this say about how they play, Kiki?
You can tell that Cebu is very attacking-minded. Like they're gonna go for as many goals as they can. They want to maybe close off the goal differential between them and who's ever ahead of them, because it could work in their favor potentially.
Yeah, and right now we can see a substitution for Cebu. Out goes player number 35, Kazuha Sudo, a forward. And in goes Esrom Paulos, player number 19. What do you think of the strategy of Coach Tomasito right now? What do you think is the reason for that substitution?
I think he maybe just wants as many players to get involved. I think because of kind of like, I'm not going to say one's weaker than the other, but there are differences in the standings. I think maybe he wants to give his substitutions a shot at playing. Obviously, with some like key players missing, some people, they need to step up to the plate. There should not be a drop in level with their substitutions. So I think this is a good game for them to maybe, all right, let's see what we can do.
And with that whistle, that marks the start of our second half. And again, it is Don Bosco Garelli United in their orange kits versus Dynamic Herb Cebu FC in their white kits.
It's like me and Claude always say, like we always try to say, okay, it's this versus this. So I'm saying it's like the traffic cones against the seagulls.
The seagulls.
I know you guys are gentle giants, but
Let's change it up for this game in particular.
Just for this game.
Wow, and this time it's a foul for Garelli. Chance for the set piece. Great height. Goes inside, punched out by Semblante.
Uh-oh, looks like a bit of a collision between Semblante. Oh.
Well, compared to Riaso, the keeper of Don Bosco Garelli, what do you think of Semblante's performance so far?
I mean, he hasn't had that much to do. So I think there's not really a lot for me to talk about, but I think with this particular play, he went for it, he got it. He did his job, showed no fear. I think he's fine. I think he's doing great.
And he's standing up again. Looks like he's...
He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
And just a great fight by Cebu there. There's a bit of pushing, really relentless in having that possession. Still, the ball's with the Gentle Giants. Gives it down the line.
A little bit of a little fight on the sideline with Corsame. Little slap and pushing.
And known by Dynamic Herb Cebu, they really are not afraid to use their bodies.
Nope, not at all. I think this is one team that I literally will see them dive head first into any play.
And those are the kinds of players that you want defensively.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want a defender to pull out. No, you go for everything. It's gonna hurt for a little bit, just a little bit, and then you're fine.
Player goes down, but the ball wasn't with them. Things are starting to heat up, and it's just the first few minutes of the second half.
Yeah, tempers are flaring, emotions are going. We love to see it. Love the drama.
And it's the team captain of Cebu FC, player number 20, Roberto Corsame.
He's so different from off the field. Off the field, he's such a sweetheart. So nice.
You really need that switch. Especially most of your teammates, they're going to look to their captain.
Oh, for sure.
He's going to set the tone, the fight. Decide to switch the play, Cebu, but off position there. I think those are one of the first few calls on offside for Garelli. Maybe a testament to their adjustment when it comes to checking on their forward.
Maybe.
Riaso switching the play.
Oh, what a touch.
Towards the middle. Through pass. And a foot race happening here. Corsame says no.
He's really good at that defensive transition. Very fast, very quick.
Down the line. Abusi switching the play.
Good switch of play from the right side to the left.
Ariola giving it inside the box. Off position. This is a big contrast towards the first half because we see that a lot of the attack did come from Cebu during that first half. But this time, we're starting to see Garelli make those opportunities for them. Switching the play. Giving it to Paulos. Paulos bringing the ball towards the middle. Gives it to the side. No one is there. Inside the box. Goes
Oh
for the
my
kick.
gosh, how do you miss that? Sorry. I think he got a little too excited. Saw that third goal in the horizon. Unfortunately, the horizon got the better of him.
There we go. Brings the ball. Gives it to the right. And no one. No orange bodies anywhere.
Hence why I said what I said.
Makiling. Trying to get that hat trick. Garelli again, giving it down the line. It's a 1v1. That's a ball for Garelli. Trying to reset the play. Gives it to the middle, a back pass. Looking for the cross.
Slight deflection on the cross.
Garelli again.
I feel like Garelli's trying to force the play a little bit. I think they need to relax a bit more, play around Cebu. So I think like Cebu's not doing their high press. Like, you know, they're up. Maybe they're doing that patience thing again where they're slowing the game down and trying to keep Garelli off guard.
Or maybe going for that quick switch to crossed a header, cleared away. Paulos dancing with Garelli. To Abusi. Doidodzada goes outside. Now with Garelli. Panagodos. Switching it to the other side. Tries to give it down the line. A bit too strong. No threat there. Same gives it down the line. Good defending by Ariola. Goes down. A foul's been called. Just the tip of the box.
Okay. I might need to see that foul again.
In a pretty good area for Cebu. Just towards the tip of the box. And the lefty at that. Esrom Paulos, player number 19, taking the free kick, is one of the substitutes in this second half. So it is an advantage for him that he's got some fresh legs. So let's see the kind of impact he's going to give as an attacker for Cebu in the second half. Riaso bounces off.
Looks like it was a bit of an own goal on that rebound.
And with that, the score is 3-0 in favor of Cebu.
Adios.
Let's take a look at that replay. Paulos.
That's a goal for Cebu FC by number 36.
Not an own goal, just a header, quick header follow-up. I think Riaso tried to keep a hold of that ball. Maybe didn't realize that it was the speed of it was dipping right before it got to him.
It rolled.
And it rolled down his body.
And it went straight to the head of Victor
Right.
Ferreira Cabral. Making that the first goal, his first goal in this game, and making it 3-0 in favor of Cebu. There's been a lot of Cebu players going down recently in this game.
But hey, they keep fighting. They're going to try to stay in.
Very compact. Garelli right now. And a bit of misstep going on there. That's by the recent goal scorer, Victor Ferreira Cabral. Direct ball. Easy header for the defense. Boss with Clarino. Tries to connect with Yamaguchi, but intercepted by Cebu. Paulos again. Collected by Riaso.
I've noticed every time that Riaso has gotten the ball to his hands, he has always rolled it out. I don't think he's gone long one time.
You think that's a route that he should be taking as of this moment?
I think not, because most of the numbers are in his half. So if he just goes long, it might as well just be handing the ball over. So I think if they were a bit more attacking minded, if they were pushing numbers forward, maybe. But as of right now, I think the rolling out is completely fine.
Another Cebu player going down.
This one's a...
And it looks like he's being assisted out of the pitch. There is a bit of a limp to his step.
Hopefully everything's all right.
But again, the ball's round. We are just starting out in the second half. A lot can happen. Let's see how Garelli will react in this situation that they're in right now, conceding 3 goals. And still looking for that first goal in this season. Oh, cross, headed in. Goes for that kick, but it goes outside.
Adios.
Again, another cross inside the box, headed out by Ferreira Cabral. Garelli is still in possession. They're a bit hungrier for that attack this time around. Balls with Clarino. Now with Cebu. Cebu again.
Ooh, little cheeky footwork.
Down.
Unfortunately, gives the ball right back to John Bosco.
Gives it to Banagodos. Tries to go for that through pass. But a very compact backline from Cebu. Giving it to the team captain. Ursamen now towards the middle. Paulos. Through pass. Reyaso going out and getting that clearance.
A little bit of a hard collision in the box on that 1v1.
And I think Garelli, one of their key players, obviously is Reynold Reyaso. And him being down for too long is not a good sign.
You never want any of your players down, especially the goalkeepers.
Let's take a look at that.
Ooh.
That was also a pretty bad reaction from Kudoy Dodzoda.
The pause.
But also
It looks like a
pretty concerning for Reyaso.
yeah.
But with Reyaso's decision making there of going out,
Uh-oh. So they're signaling a sub.
with what happened just a few minutes ago with Reyaso going out and getting that clearance, do you think that was worth the risk?
A 1v1's a 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
You could it's either going to be a good or bad. And I think in this situation, he had to do what he had to do. And unfortunately, with what happened, our position is not an easy position, as many people might believe. Like, and a lot of people can disagree with this, but we have to be the fittest on the field. We have to, we don't run as much, and we're not involved in the play as much, but when we're jumping, diving, getting up, getting down, trying to find the pass to play. Like, we're doing a lot. And I'm not trying to take away from any other field player, because I have so much respect for field players, for sure. But there's like, if you think about it, there's multiple field players that could rotate into different positions. A goalkeeper is a bit different. If you're a goalkeeper, you're usually only a goalkeeper, you know? So with a loss like Reyaso, it could be a little detrimental.
We can see towards the sidelines, a substitution is about to happen. Shotaro Ishii will be coming in for Reyaso.
3 subs.
Substitution for the BOSCO GARELLI United. Reynold Reyaso, number 1, is replaced by number 31, Shotaro Ishii.
And with their captain out, this really means that his other teammates should be stepping up towards that role of leading and making those chances happen for Garelli. Substitution also for Garelli. Coming in is Yuya Tanaka, player number 7. Garelli trying to make things happen, trying to go for that back pass. Down the line, no offside was called. He's inside the box. 1v1, Paulos! Makes that shot for dynamic Herb Cebu FC after that substitution. Makes it 4-0 for Cebu. And based on the attack of Cebu FC, it really usually comes from the side, gives it to the middle, and with that one touch, surely enough, heads towards the back of the
It's the
net.
same mistake again, though. They're facing completely towards the ball by himself. Even his defender needs to be a bit closer to him. Make a play on the ball, whether you get the ball or not. If you throw him off, a little shove. I'm thinking like a goalkeeper right now.
Well, as you should.
Adios.
But surely, every kind of disturbance, every kind of help that you can get from your defenders is very impactful, especially in that danger zone inside that box.
Kasami taking on 4 players by himself. Okay.
Foul's been called, ball for Garelli. Pape Trauro taking that free kick, going for that direct. Easily headed out by Cebu. Down the line,
Offside.
now an offside call. That one was really an offside.
That one was really offside. The previous one, Garelli was arguing maybe that should have been offside.
Garelli with the ball, gives it to Paulos. He's inside the box. Lots of disturbances. Again,
Split save.
saved a lot of bodies there. Trying to get the ball cleared towards the side.
Bit of chaos. Good little split save by Ishii. Oh, those are not fun. I will tell you this now. Those are not fun. Split saves, especially when you can't do the splits, not fun.
Well, given that play so far, Ishii has been doing his best to cover the shoes of Riaso. Some big shoes to fill. Cebu again. Inside the box. Goes down. No foul was called.
He's fine.
Chance for Garelli.
He's fine. I'm just being nice about it. He's fine.
Sometimes you gotta take that chance as a player.
For sure. You look for the fouls. That's fine. Sometimes. But then you have like people like us who are just like, what the heck?
This time, another Cebu player going down.
My gosh, they're dropping like flies.
His teammates stretching. Probably some cramps.
Gotta eat more bananas.
Yeah, and a lot of things do affect having cramps. Being puyat, yeah, you gotta eat your bananas.
Fun fact, I don't like bananas, but I still don't cramp. I don't know, I'm just built different. But I will get like the most random cramp, like walking, it'll just cramp in the calf. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we need to do those stretches. Now, looking at the league table, for Dynamic Herb Cebu, they are 3 points in, and they are 8 out of 11 in the team, in all the teams. While for DB Garelli, So far, they are 0 points, and they are the 10th out of 11 in the teams. Right now, it is 4-0, but it is not a testament to the kind of performance Garelli is showing, because they have shown that they are capable of those attacks from Yuta Yamaguchi during that first half, the defensive play of Endaye. Even with the score, it's not a testament to the progress that they've made so far in this season. But right now, even if it is 4-0, I feel like one of the things that they are trying to achieve is at least getting that first goal for themselves.
Yeah, I think even no matter what the scoreline is, yes, they're down 4-0, but if you just get that one goal, you know, it brings a bit of a light to the team, because it's like, oh shit, we did this as a team, let's go more, let's do more.
Exactly. And the kind of impact that would bring, not only to this game, but looking at the bigger picture, oh wow, this is our first goal.
Yeah, especially as a returning team, you know, haven't been in the PFL in quite a bit from my understanding, right? So I think, you know, they just need that first goal. And if they could do it against a team like Cebu.
And getting attempts as well. Beautiful through pass there. Need a bit of connection with one of his forwards. But the intention was there. Semblante giving it to his back line.
They're really starting to press up higher, just a slight bit.
Yeah.
I think they're searching for that goal. Like I think they're like it's becoming a bit more evident that they're searching for that goal.
They're also a bit more patient.
Oh.
Still orange ball. And substitution for dynamic Herb Cebu.
Substitution for Cebu FC. Number 77, Abu C, is replaced by number 3, Azim Sarkabisi. Number 2, Jacob Yao, is also replaced by number 44, Brian Villanueva.
And some substitutions been happening already for dynamic Herb Cebu. And you're probably right, Kiki. The reason why they're putting in these new players, especially towards this this time in the second half, is because they do have that security when it comes to the scoreline, of course, 4-0. And they do want to test out what can these players do and contribute to the team.
Oh, for sure. You know, it's good, especially if you're 2-3 deep in a position and you want to have that confidence in your teammates. The fact that like if you're put in, and I don't really like to call them subs. We have on my team we have a term called game changers, and I like that a bit more because it puts more of a positive light on like their quote unquote position, and it also because if you think about it, if they put an immediate impact on the play. You know, it's game changing.
Game changing.
Game changing.
Yeah, and I feel like there are just those players who are kind of built to be a game changer. They're the ones that give the team that breath of fresh air.
For sure.
Changes the dynamic in just an instant.
A little bit body-to-body action to push him off the ball.
Yuya Tanaka being sandwiched a bit by those two Cebu defenders. But what I am anticipating right now, actually, Kiki, is Yuta Yamaguchi, also Yuya Tanaka, to be stepping up in the attack. And with that, another offside has been called.
In my opinion, I don't think wide players should ever be offsides. I learned that from our old national team coach, Alan Stachik. If you're a wide player, you should never be offsides because you see the entire line.
So this is more of an error from the winger.
Oh, for sure, because like you see the entire line, so you should not be offsides.
Garelli going down the flanks. Cuts it. But Camis just there like a building in front of you.
It's like towering. A little give.
Garelli again. That's it. Paulos clears it away.
They still managed to keep possession, and hopefully.
Inside the box. But an offside was called by Yuta Yamaguchi. I did mention that I kind of want to see him do his magic.
I know, like I said, he had that first shot in the first half.
He has the ability. Just really needing to connect with his teammates more to make those chances, make those long shots of his. Orsame with the ball. Gives it to the middle. Play on, according to the referee.
He's like, get up.
To the middle. Garelli again. This time they do have that space. They were pretty clogged into the right, but a fast transition to the attack for Cebu. Paulos giving it to the middle. Cleared. No one gets that first ball. Inside the box. Cleared out. No foul. All clean. There goes that cross.
Oh my god.
And chested to the keeper.
The trust between the center backs and the goalkeeper.
Tanaka. Gives it to Yamaguchi. Tanaka again. Slide tackled by Cebu. Alleviating the pressure. Pereira Cabral. Panagodos inside the box.
Another get up.
Another get up, precisely.
My goodness.
Paulos again, bringing the ball. Goes down, and that was the foul.
See, that's what I would consider a smart foul. You know, yeah, you might get a yellow card for it, but you stop their run of play. Potentially a goal scoring opportunity for them as well.
Especially if you see that your back line hasn't dropped yet.
Exactly.
Let's take a look at that foul. Traore goes for that. Paulos.
Good tackle.
Orsame was bringing it inside the box, but Garelli able to tackle that and clear it, but straight, perfect,
Straight back.
straight to Cebu.
And what a touch by Ramos from that high ball just to completely kill the ball at his feet.
Sees the other side, headed by Cebu. Trying to look for options. Short pass. Cleared away. Close touch by Orsame, but cleared away by Ndaya.
And he's been having a good defensive day. Like he's good at that transition from attacking to defensing. Defense. Jesus.
This time, it is a corner kick for dynamic Herb Cebu. Paulos taking it, the lefty of Cebu. Straight to the second post. Punched out. It's still inside the box. Collected. And this is a big contrast to Riaso. This time he goes for that volley straight to the forward.
Yeah, we'll see, and it works because you put pressure under Cebu's back line, and also it allows the time for them to transition into the attack.
Kursame. This time Cebu. Now Garelli. Yamaguchi.
Oh!
Eliminates 1, 2, 3. Cebu defenders goes for that cross too. It's still inside the box. Opportunity for them. Eugene Ariola going for that long shot, but it sails above the bar.
Can't we appreciate the footwork from Yamaguchi? Oh my gosh.
Let's take a look at that. He goes past 3 defenders and gets that cross. And it bounces off Cebu. They try to clear it. Gives it to Ariola, but it sails above the bar.
Such a good run of play too. Taking left, goes left, takes the defender, makes him go right, left. Oh, such a good play.
Of course, Kiki, you understand this as an athlete. You know how you build it up, you set it up so perfectly
and then
for your forward.
Oh my gosh, all the time. Like even for me directly, like I will have some long balls straight to my strikers, and you know I'm hoping I get an assist, and sometimes it just doesn't go my way.
Clean tackle by Ariola. Substitution for dynamic Herb Cebu FC.
Looks like
out goes the team captain Roberto Corsame.
Number 20, Roberto Corsame Jr. is
JP.
replaced by number 7, JP Borlogan.
And this time, going in as player number 7, JP Borlongan. And I'd say great performance from Corsame, as usual.
Yeah. He's always been very solid with every Cebu game I've seen. So I think he's just continuing his Cebu legacy.
Especially as a defender, you really need to be that reliant and steady presence at the back, which was perfectly reflected by Corsame. The coaches were probably, you did a good job now, rest.
Rest now.
Tanaka, again, with those feet, that footwork, tries to cross, but goes back to bottom of the back line. Garelli in the middle, goes down. A foul for Garelli.
Right outside the box. This might be their chance.
Fouled. Yuya Tanaka going down. Pretty familiar scenario. Not too long ago, Cebu was in this same position. And really the ball's round because just a few kicks here and there, you just find yourself at the opposite side of it all.
Now this is going to be an interesting little tactic they might try to do. Maybe try to flood the back post, try to go direct. For me, we have nothing to lose. I'll go direct. Hands down.
Well, let's see what Garelli will be doing in this free kick.
I'm like holding my breath.
Free kicks are always so suspenseful.
I don't know what's more suspenseful, PKs or free kicks right outside the box. Right into the wall, deflection.
Cleared away, now still a ball for Garelli. They're still in the half of Cebu. Ball is with Ariola. Paulos using his physicality. Banogodos gives it to the middle, cleared away. No pressure there. Robbie giving it to Yamaguchi inside the box. Semblante denies and collects that ball. And I think we can pattern out this game with Garelli's game against Maharlika, because it was 1-0 in favor of Maharlika, but you can really tell that during the first half it was the opposition taking over, and towards the second half that's when Garelli started making these attacks, and it's a pretty similar situation here for the second game.
And I was there during the Maharlika Garelli game. They, especially like the last 10-15 minutes, they definitely put Maharlika's goalkeeper, Kenry Balobo, under pressure, and kudos to Kenry. He made a lot of saves.
There goes another free kick. Great height. Punched away. It's still inside. Paulos gets it. Still inside the box. Passes it. Easily alleviates that pressure. Garelli tried to get that ball.
Cross in. What a header.
That diving header. Giving 5-0 for Cebu FC. In that celebration, they knew that that was a really fun shot, really fun goal from Cebu. Coming from the counter.
And it started from the way back, from the back heel to the through ball to just a diving header.
He was like, "No, I'm not going to touch it with my feet. I'm going to do my header."
I'm going to be fancy.
Goal scored by Cebu FC, courtesy of number 7, JB Barola.
And that's one of the fresh legs of Cebu, what you were mentioning as the game changer.
Hey, some game changers need goals.
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful counter, then that cross.
I don't want to repeat, but just same thing.
JP Borlongan giving that 5th goal for Cebu.
I want to call him Justin Bieber because of JB.
Garelli tries to give it down the line, but blocked by Cebu. Like what we were saying just a while ago, we're trying to compare the similarities towards that Maharlika game Garelli had. What do you have to say when it comes to their pacing? Like that first half, they're pretty defensive, and then they start becoming explosive with their attacks come second half, like towards the later parts.
I think
their game.
Yeah, I just think they need to balance it a little bit better, especially like when we were talking about the Maharlika game. Like their first half, they were go, go, go. Second half, they kind of like let off a little bit, but they were still trying. I think here, they're putting too much to go, 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 go.
And a long ball, but it hits the top of the
Oh my
net.
gosh, I thought that went in. I was like, I can't see. No, but like I was saying, like I think they just need to balance it a bit more. Yeah, like that the attackful mindedness is great, but if it's not working, don't try to go long. Try to play to feet. Like you have players like Yamaguchi that can play with their feet, that aren't afraid to take people on. So I think they just need to trust each other a little bit more.
Exactly, because football, it is a team sport, and a person can only do so much. Ooh, close one.
A little attempt. Okay. I appreciate, though, even when they're down 5-0, they still try to play short.
They're inside the box.
Oh, what a
that
save!
cross.
What a one-handed save. You can hear the smack of it hitting his hand from here. Like I said, you love goalkeeper plays.
That was a pretty solid block from him. He just like hit that.
My shoulder. I'm like thinking of my shoulder, my elbow now. No, but that was a good, just one-handed, solid save. He stayed upright, was able, and good reaction, because those saves that close are pretty difficult.
Straight to the first post. And first to the ball was Cebu. Again, another header, a redirection, goes towards Cebu. And they just kick it towards the goal, and it goes inside. Player number 44, Brian Villanueva.
Oh, look at, I like this.
And such a beautiful message. We see in that sign, Bangon Cebu, dedicating that goal for Cebu.
Wow.
Goal scored by Cebu FC.
And that was like tenacity, determination. You want that goal, you're going to get that goal no matter what you do. Unfortunately, with that corner, while I was looking at the replay, every single one of Garelli's defense stopped. They stopped moving altogether, and you cannot do that. I understand you're down 5, now 6-0, but your fight for who you play for yourself should not stop, no matter what the score is.
And not only given the kind of personality Cebu embodies, which is persistence, determination, but they have that extra inspiration because they are fighting for representing the Cebuanos, especially with what happened these past few days.
Yeah, and obviously we're on a different island, but I've seen it and what was happening, and I knew that Cebu was still there when it happened, so I immediately reached out to my friends and more so on the staff, like if they were okay, and they're like, oh, we're completely fine, everyone's safe.
Thank God.
Thank God, yes. So they, like I said, they have something to fight for. As they're on the attack again, left-footed, blocked intently. Now it's just that transition.
Panagodos switching the play and slowing it down a bit, which is pretty acceptable, but they're playing in additional time, and given the scoreline, what's there to lose? Why not go all-out attack?
Just try. You never know what might happen in the last few seconds of the game.
Yeah, why wait for the opposition to regroup?
Yeah,
everyone just go for that. And with that whistle, that marks the end of this match. This has been the Philippines Football League 2025 to 2026, and the final score is Don Bosco Garelli United 0 and Dynamic Herb Cebu FC 6. Excellent performance from Dynamic Herb Cebu. Pretty dominant scoreline.
And we like we discussed before, like we knew that they're gonna come out swinging. I would mention they are probably the more superior team, and it showed today.
Yeah.
You know, 6 goals, none against. So they kept most of the possession, and you know, each player, you could tell that they had something to prove. They wanted to bring that win back home with them to Cebu.
Of course, we have to give credit where credit is due, and Cebu FC did perform, but also not going out to the fact that Garelli United did show their defensive plays from Endaye, and the attacking chances given out by Yamaguchi and Tanaka. And let's take a look at some of the highlights from this game, and that beautiful, beautiful header from Villanueva, dedicated for
Rogalan.
Cebu.
The JB was the one that hit the header.
For Langan,
I got you,
rather.
JB. But not even like every goal, you know that they did that from the heart, and that's what matters to them.
It's really those one-touch passes. Excellent. So again, this has been the Philippines Football League 2025. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Do tune in for the next game because it's going to be Aguilas versus Maharlika. And do follow us in all our socials. That's We Are PFL on Instagram, _ We Are PFL _ on TikTok, Facebook, PFL also, and also on YouTube. And again,
That's on everything.
everywhere.
The support helps.
Yes, and this has been your commentator, Alex Lagman, and beside me, Pilipinas Women's National Team athlete, Kiara Kiki Fontanilla. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be sure to keep it locked for match number 2.
Alright.
Tapos mamaya ako sa
Okay. Again.
What were your thoughts during the game, and how does it make you feel to be man of the match today? Again, mga.
I'm happy to be able to give my best in this game. We know that coming from a big loss against Kaya, we had to make sure that we'll bounce back from that. I think that what really drive me the most is the earthquake in Cebu. I dedicate that game and those goals for the Cebuanos, and I'm happy to be able to play in this game. Thank you.
Mute, come on, mute.